And Zeri actually does have a lot of good range match counterparts for support role. So, maybe we do get to see Renata. It's one of the really, really popular ones to go along with this champion. But Cloud9 can then force pick up jungle here first for Blaber.
Lottley's in for Blaber. Is going to continue that trend here, as looks like Caitlyn is locked in as well.
I love seeing the confidence for early Lee Sin picks too in a series. And especially coming from Blaber, where he's going to have so many opportunities, so many different options in this game. The analyst stats highlighted both topside matchup as well as bottom lane matchup being incredibly important here. And if you do lock in the Caitlyn, then you're going to look for possibly the Isles Lux that we saw previously from him to pair with the Caitlyn, unless there's going to be some real big curveballs here. Okay, they will continue on with it. We get the Lux Caitlyn, the binding trap combinations will be there, the hard pushing on bottom lane, and yet you kind of have to think, Pastry, about the EG first 3 picks here. They're very clearly going for split map.
Yep.
Split map is kind of hard if you lose your towers early to hard pushing of Caitlyn Lux. But drafting a Ryze and a Nocturne very clearly sets you up for mid-game 1-3-1 and Nocturne trying to, roam between the lanes, shadow the split pushers and pick people off.
Hey, look at that side! No wonder you predicted Cloud9.
Let's go!
There's Leona, though, as you mentioned, a champion very popular between both these supports. With Lux already locked in, they're going to take that away from Vulcan. Veigar also banned away here from Fudge, respecting his depth as a new mid laner.
Yeah, see, they're definitely worried about hard CC and possibilities influencing this Caitlyn Lux lane. So as we said, with the Nautilus ban to the Leona priority rose, guess what? They didn't early pick the Leona, so Leona gets banned out as well, and you're just going to follow it up with more CC that you could actually gank bottom lane with. So Rakan also going to be off the table there for EG. And actually maybe even does put more priority on that Renata then. Let's see though, Fudge continues to lose options for mid lane champions. Cloud9 could technically flex the Lux into mid lane if they really wanted to, but I've got to think that that isn't going into Isle's hands.
It has been played once in mid in the LCS. It was by Fudge. Wasn't the best Fudge game, but it was earlier on in the year. So there's Aatrox going to get banned away from Summit.
So the Aatrox ban does make me think of tank top possibilities as well. The classic shout out. Yeah, Aatrox with the buffs to the sweet spot damage became a bit more popular, plus quite good into champions that cannot burst through because of the sustained healing. Speaking of burst here as well, baby, we get the Akali!
Big fan of this one. I mean, can be flexed as well. Both Fudge and Summit, I'm sure, can play it. Impact actually played it already this year, specifically against Summit. Here's Gwen. Impact looked great in that particular 1v1, but obviously we're expecting Summit to be getting counterpick here on the Cloud9 side, given that they're red. So we'll see what Impact wants to blind here. There's the Yuumi, though, for Vulcan. That's very scary in the late game with the Zeri.
This would be a first. The Fudge Akali, if it goes to the mid lane into his hands, it would be a first. So definitely some possibilities up there, flexing it to Summit. Scaling though with the Yuumi Zeri combination, definitely going to be a possibility for the bottom lane. As I said though, with the Aatrox ban, it makes you think of tank tops. Especially Ornn, because the Aatrox does do well into it with the sustain. And so that is going to be the pick here. They throw it down in game 1, Pastry. Everybody found so much success versus Cloud9 versus Summit when they picked tanks versus him. Especially 100 Thieves showed this weakness. And now in game 1, EG are throwing it down saying, all right, what have you practiced, Cloud9? What have you improved on? Have you been able to find a solution to blind pick tanks?
Well, I was gonna say Gangplank, but Jayce has crept on through.
So Jayce is one of Summit's most famous and in Champions Queue, most feared champions. Right along with the Gnar, in Champions Queue, most of these games versus Summit, people would also ban Jayce. People did not want to play against Summit Jayce. It does mean that if he does not get high priority on top side of the map and does not push in and get some turret plates, Impact is going to scale. Ornn is going to farm up. Ornn is going to build armor because he's facing a top jungle that are both AD. So there is some pressure when you pick this comp for Cloud9. They need to push on top and on bottom, work away at those towers, take away those towers and the possibilities of EG spreading out for later on, so that Ryze Nocturne does not...
Kobe, will it be EG or will it be Cloud9?
I'm so excited. As we said, in the lower bracket, these are where the teams are the hungriest. This is where the teams know there will be no more second chances handed out, PastryTime. Elimination match, lower bracket, last chance, Cloud9 versus EG. Last chance to get tickets for Houston.
That's actually a good point, as we do have a quick pause. I don't know how many tickets are left right now. I can't imagine as this series gets closer to ending that there will be lots of them. So if you haven't bought your tickets yet out here listening, maybe not a bad time to get involved, because you know one of these two teams is going and you already know the other two.
Yeah, I was definitely referring to the two teams here, but it's also
gotta get a ticket plug in there.
Get those butts in the seats. Yeah, man. And we start out here with a little bit of a pause, but we will get right back into it. Again, there's so much riding on this match here for both teams, trying to get to the first stadium finals that we have had for the LCS in over 2 years in Houston. And for EG, as an organization, this would be their first LCS finals. If they could make it all the way, if they could win this match and then win in Houston, be able to get to the finals, for the organization, it would be huge. They got 2 lock-in finals, and they would love to supplement that with an LCS Spring Finals appearance. But they've got a long way to go right through Cloud9.
Well, nothing too wild at level 1 here. Everyone just spreading out. Fudge trading wards there with Inspired, it looks like, as the trinkets pop around. And it is going to be Blaber over on his red and Inspired over on his. So opposite side jungling. Looks like Inspired's going to have eyes towards top lane, first of all.
Honestly, should just be a full clear, though.
Always.
You make me pause for a second because literally watching Champions Queue games for Summit, he has been ganked on every single gank timer in the game. Level 2, 1 camp. Level 2, 2 camps. Level 3.
Premium at 1.
Everybody knows to go gank Summit. And especially when teams pick tanks into him here. All you need on Ornn is a level 2 to be able to set it up. This lane definitely does have sustain, but early problems will be there for the Zeri Yuumi. Does get hit with a lot of poke. Isles and Berserker both very accurate so far with their skill shots, landing poke from both sides and the shots here from Berserker. But as you mentioned, junglers always have this tendency to be pulled towards Summit lanes because he plays so aggressively and because he's on the Jayce that has more pressure on him. To be able to try and open up some sort of a gold advantage for himself. And Nocturne is doing a full clear towards the top side of the map. Meanwhile, Blaber did just red raptors into transitioning through his blue quadrant now. This is also something that he has done, is start to focus a lot more on the smaller camps, leaving his blue for later for bit delayed timing on his second respawn. And here it is. As we mentioned, everyone has that tendency to go to Summit early, avoid the full clear.
Hey, Kobe, look how many blue side camps are up for Inspired. It's the entire left side of the jungle here.
Yeah, I mean, he's just looking for the setup here from Ornn. All you need is the Q, look for your charge.
Someone got flash, Inspired's here now, he's gonna spot him, pops up the gate, tries to get away, there's the fear, they're gonna tether, latches back, but no one wants to dive the tower, Summit escapes.
Really, really good here from Summit, doesn't have to burn anything, and yet wastes a lot of Inspired's time. A whole bunch of his time waiting up there, so Summit not blowing his flash here, not needing to at all. All he had to do, get away from the Q little mountain there from Ornn so he doesn't get knocked up, and is able to use the speed to get out alone. You know, this phase rush here for Jayce allows Summit the extra safety to be able to hold on to summoner spells. Sometimes just that little choice there to go with the phase rush instead can completely change the early routing, and that is beneficial for Blaber. Blaber has gotten his first recall off because of this. Did get a deep ward on Raptors, as you can see too, for the second respawn of Nocturne's camps. And so Blaber back on the map with a double longsword advantage.
Yep, gonna feel pretty good there. Inspired though does keep clearing. Isles with a very nice flash, binding straight to the face, and Yuumi just can't lie. It's Zeri that goes down. First blood to Cloud9.
Flash binding trap. It's a combo as old as time with Caitlyn Lux. You know it is coming, and yet it is inevitable. Isles subbed into the Cloud9 LCS starting roster, and Isles making his presence felt yet again. Flash forward right in their faces on this Lux. Critical play from him to be able to get this early money.
Blaber also covering for Fudge here. Fudge been pushed in early on, which makes sense. Jojo's very aggressive, and it's Ryze into Akali, but Blaber's going to find Inspired now, looks to try and steal some of the camp away. Gets the small ones, I believe, but Inspired did smite the big Raptor, if I'm seeing that correctly.
Yeah, asserting dominance here in the jungle role with the Blast Cone as well. Now that Blast Cone does two things here for Blaber. It alerts him to Inspire's position, knowing that Inspired will transition down to those Raptors and giving him full safety to start up the Dragon, because he knows enemy's position as well as knowing there is no Scryer's Bloom for them to pop on him on the Dragon. So Blaber off that invade will be able to get this first objective for Cloud9. As long as it's not stolen by the Zeri, he gets it in Cloud9. First blood and first dragon.
Yep, very nice conversion off the bottom lane play there. Fudge TPing back to mid here. Does have Ignite and TP, but of course just used the teleport to go to mid. Same for Jojo here, who ding 6. But Fudge just chilling. Akali doesn't need to get ahead in the lane. Fudge will be much more relevant in the mid-game skirmishes.
Yeah, Akali, as we like to refer to her, as a bit of a tadpole champion. Still not able to jump with the ultimate yet. Now that she's level 6, evolving here, and does have the level 6 all-in threat. The alternator is good for burst and gives you the health, which Akali actually does make use of in this lane, because Jojo constant harassment there, so can make use of the extra safety of it. And we shall see with the level 6, even with the Merc Treads Rust from Jojo, the possibilities are there. Blaber is on Lee Sin, so...
Very nice flash there, but Jojo's here as well. Inspiring and lock him up. The root's good from Jojo's Summit. Looking to be second blood. Can't get the trade. Jojo finds the kill.
And that's what you want out of the early Ryze lanes. The push and roam from mid. If Inspired plus Impact weren't able to get the flash, they get it this time around, and Jojo completes the duty. First kill for Evil Geniuses. Roam from Ryze successful. Fudge trying to answer in the push back on bottom side of the map, and see if this dive works out for them.
Not spotted. Fudge just going to go for it here. Danny, obviously the target, his Yuumi's attached. Danny going to have to flash away. The E's going to miss. Danny has to burn the flash, but does get away.
And you still get the rewards here for Cloud9. You push on the tower. More plates for Cloud9's bottom lane for Berserker. You want to get this Caitlyn Lux pushing down the tower and then rotating them towards your mid lane to be able to open up the side lane there for your Akali to work with. So Fudge does trade his ult and ignite for the flash on Danny, but this makes the Zeri Yuumi incredibly vulnerable. It's very early into the game. They have not scaled yet. Definitely going to be more repeat possibilities of Cloud9 plays on the bomb side of the night. That being said, you know, Summit finally did have to blow his flash and went down to the early play from Jojo. So both mid laners, both teams making their roams successful, making them felt on the side lanes.
All right, well, Cloud9 still up by a little bit, but nothing to write home about just yet, as Jojo is going to return to the lane. Give a thumbs up to the minions as they stream on in, and then continue farming away. Very curious if Blaber or Fudge, when he gets the ulti back, does want to go for a revisit down the bottom side, as you're alluding to. But even on their own, Cloud9's 2v2 got them like about 2.5 plates.
And the big thing you have to worry about now is Nocturne ultimate here from Evil Geniuses. Anybody caught out, anybody without a flashlight Summit.
Oh, look at that! Perfect timing there. Someone's going to get feared up and killed. The knockback's not enough, and Inspired gets on the board.
Can't be fighting in the river with no flash versus a Nocturne. Level 6 from Inspire acquired, level 6 successful. And this actually means Impact will pull ahead in CS. He had an entire wave at his tower to clean up and farm afterwards. Such big rewards for Evil Geniuses off the top side of the map. This is going to do a lot to even up that gold lead.
I think Blaber may have just seen Jojo, but EG are actually calling down their mid laner here briefly as the plates are getting aggressed on. Blaber with the wraparound is going to get spotted.
No realm warp, but he does have flash here for Jojo if they want to make a Ryze play. They see Blaber trailing him down, though, so they know it's too dangerous.
Yep, and now Blaber knows, of course, that he's seen, does take out that ward, cues Jojo as well for good measure. So Rift Herald collected there by EG on the other side, but this tower's looking very low.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be brutal down here. Honestly, off of the Isles play plus the gank there from Fudge, this is going to be a no-brainer for Cloud9. They will get this bottom lane tower inevitably. And for EG, it's about what could they get in exchange during that timing. And so I think it's very intelligent there from Inspired. Off of his kill on Summit, just pick up that Rift Herald. That will help you get some tower plates back for EG. But this bottom tower is almost gone already. And you know, Cloud9's turrets have basically been unscathed for this early stage of the game. Not really surprising as far as pushing on top side and pushing on bottom side lanes. Mostly going to be about what can these repeat roams do.
At it again here, Summit going to get knocked up. Impact with the combo. Nice little buff for the E, but the exhaust should be enough here, and Summit can only fight his way out as Jojo gets another.
There's a reason, PastryTime, that we mentioned in Champ Select. Evil Geniuses are confident to pose the exact same question to Cloud9 that has been posed to them for 3 weeks in a row. All throughout Super Week, all throughout playoffs. What will you do in the face of the blind pick tanks and the top side jungle pressure? And this repeat pressure up there for them, again, finds success, finds another kill for EG. They're still behind in gold slightly to Cloud9 due to the success of a Caitlyn Lux pushing bottom lane, but Caitlyn Lux does not scale as well as Zeri Yuumi, so if EG can keep the gold close there and continue to scale up their Ornn items, continue to scale up their Yuumi, they will definitely have a lot of possibilities later on in this game, because Yuumi attaching to a Nocturne is also incredibly dangerous. When you've got long-range Ornn engage plus Nocturne Yuumi, things can get scary. But for Cloud9, it doesn't matter. You can't worry about that future before it's arrived. You have to stick to your game plan. Our bottom lane, hard push, get the tower, rotate them now over to mid lane, push out on mid lane. We could keep stacking dragons for Cloud9. 1,000 gold lead plus 2 dragons at 11 minutes is a good pace for C9.
Yep, and the bulk of that FTX gold lead is firmly in the hands of Berserker. He was up about 200 clear of Jojopyun, who was the highest other earning gold member in the game, but Berserker has to be significantly further ahead than that now after getting all the plates and the solo turret gold down there as well. So he's going to move up top side because that's where EG have decided to put their duo lane. But Berserker's just going to keep on farming. I mean, look at this, even the CS difference between the two.
Yeah, it's an interesting match here. You know, EG rotating out to the top side first there with a pretty long timer on the arrival of the next Rift Herald. Trying to rotate this pressure over and just leave Ornn on bottom side. Impact does have teleport. It's not unleashed yet, but does have it to be able to get to one of the towers if there's any sort of aggressive dive setup. You know, Caitlyn Lux always looking to push here, and if they don't have Blaber hovering, they might be the ones attacked.
There's Inspired in the outcome, and I'm not sure he can get away. The Yuumi ulti is good. Lux is going to get rooted up, but Isles is going to flash away, and Berserker gets out of there as well.
Double flashes for the double ultimates off of EG, and with the previously picked up Rift Herald PastryTime, that is going to be a whole tower picked up for EG. So they will finally be able to strike. They've got plenty of time to get all of this turret plate money for themselves and into their scaling up.
Ooh, maybe not the angle they wanted. They're going to die for it. Very nice stasis there from Jojo. Blaber's going to stay. The kill, and he barely gets away with the trade. Jojo dies, but he takes one with him.
The young NA talent here, Jojo, out of the Zonias, gets his combo off within tower range and gets the counter kill. So Evil Geniuses, they make their power play on top side. That's where they use an extra member, extra resources. That is the jungle gank for them. Of course, that one is successful. You know, they get the double flashes out of the duo lane from Cloud9, and they get the tower summit. Let's see if he can actually steal this, though. This would be a hilarious shock blast steal. Lying in wait. A little, he's sussed out with the Q here. Chased off away from the red, and they will be able to pick it up. Honestly, though, the jungle play from EG, successful on top side. But then the response here, the defensive play from Jojo, being able to use his flash early and then the Zonias buying the time, very, very big for them to be able to get a counter kill. Now, he flashes away from the Lux damage, then the dive inside. Fudge still has the tower aggro, and he just barely gets his root off because the E was already on Fudge. So it is a root instead of the slow, locks him in just inside tower range, gets the counter kill. And this is not Cloud9 super sweating yet, but they are starting to worry about it. You know, too much gold back to this EG team. definitely could be a problem in the future. Cloud9 need to keep up the pace, and with this tower going down, a lot of that pace and a lot of that pressure for C9 now, their hopes kind of turn towards this dragon stacking, and they really need to keep it going in order to get that early soul, in order to be able to finish this game before the EG problem really rears its head.
Yeah, it feels like this game very much on a timer, given the way EG wanted to approach their draft. Obviously, have plenty of scaling. Danny's just parked here in mid lane up against Berserker and Isles, who haven't found the room just yet to really get things pushing, but still Berserker individually is very strong, although EG have done an excellent job, as you've said, just trading gold and making sure they keep pace. Like, all you really need to do is stay afloat. This is probably better than expected, honestly. It is just maybe the dragon stacking, as you're mentioning, but if the game holds like this, EG are going to be very happy come 30 minutes.
I think, yeah, the next dragon fight, 1 minute away, is going to tell a lot. Cloud9 will definitely want early priority to set up there. Whenever you have Caitlyn Lux, this is something casters will tell you every single time you see this duo. Get to the objective first, because if you can lay down your traps and have your Lux throwing the bindings, throwing the light from this fog of war of brush and early position on Dragon, that is everything to you. And that is why you can see they have put all of their wards down by Dragon. They don't care at all about second Rift Herald. They have everything set up there for the arrival of this Ocean. Fudge doesn't have teleport, so he's going to have to walk all the way from base, but he will get there in time. Impact, though, just walks his way right into the river.
Ooh, what a flank, actually. Isles Haps in the spot above. Danny may be in trouble. Blaber going to get rooted up by the Yuumi ultimate, and there's the Ornn ulti trying to get another. They do get the knock-off, but Inspired already gets a kill.
That's critical because that's the jungler PastryTime. That means you have no smite for this dragon. Your dragon stacking hopes are crushed. Evil geniuses have done it. They push down mid tower with the Rift Herald, and they can collect the rewards of the Ocean Dragon. There goes the soul, the hope of the early soul. Cloud9, though, they want to fight him off of it.
Yeah, someone just going for an impact, though. Happy to face take a little too much damage, but not enough as Jojo going for a big combo, gets the Everfrost root.
Blaber's going to survive. Blaber is revived now. He's heading from base. EG did not rush onto the dragon, and Cloud9 still will be able to keep it alive. No, they can do it.
Yeah, Berserker's like, oh, I'll do it myself. Okay. I got all the gold, fine, I'll hit the dragon.
This is an interesting decision there from EG off of that pick not to take away the dragon and give Cloud9 the opportunity here for soul point in exchange for pushing down mid with the Rift Herald there. Honestly, I think for Cloud9, they're pretty happy with the aftermath. Yes, the pick on Blaber is devastating to them, but the fact that they were able to just give up mid turret instead and keep their hopes of the early Dragon Soul alive is going to keep their hopes of this game alive.
Yeah, I mean, you know, some emotional damage, I think, from Blaber going down before the objective, but strategically, Cloud9 have to feel pretty good. Getting those Drakes now on track for that quick soul snowball. I mean, that is, I think, what they're playing to here in this mid game. EG have a gold lead, but the gold lead's going to lie to you a lot once Ornn starts hitting level 13, 14, 15.
Yeah, I just think that it's so risky to make that choice. You know, go for the mid tower instead of going for the dragon, because if something goes wrong, you know, Blaber could just get a steal. All he has to do is get a dragon steal or something and be rewarded with, you know, all the power of an Ocean Soul, forcing Evil Geniuses to build some grievous wounds on their team, which they so far do not have any of. So we will see. Cloud9, the timer's already ticking. 4 minutes now still left on this clock. Trying to get to the point where they can have multiple items for that fight is going to be critical. Trying to get angles to be able to get inside for either a steal or a pickoff. They do have lots of poke. This is the advantage of the Cloud9 team. With Caitlyn, Lux, and Jayce, you have very good range with all three of these champions. And so, again, if they could get into the river first and you can start to throw out that poke as EG try and circle, try and go for their engage, that would be hugely, hugely beneficial. Problem is, Ornn ult plus Nocturne with Yuumi on top of it is a guaranteed dive.
Yeah, obviously, you know, we looked at draft and said, oh, Zeri Yuumi feels really good come late game. Well, Vulcan's been pretty much perma attached to Inspired here, as you can see. And Nocturne's much better in the early game than Zeri is. There's now a dive in bottom side. 3v1 here for Summit. Flashes past Impact. The lights are up, but he's going to keep going for it. Ornn ulti, Yuumi ulti, everything thrown at him. And Impact takes him down again.
Yeah, the lights are out, but Vulcan throws the book at him, and it hits Summit down again. And Summit no flash again. 0-4 on this Jayce. Definitely a word of caution to Cloud9. This one is not coincide with the dragon spawn, so it is not going to be as huge of a deal, but it is another repeated message from EG that we will come for Summit and we will kill him.
Kind of makes sense why Nocturne was maybe such an attractive pick for EG. Obviously, generally, pretty good jungler as well. Jojo currently 1v2, but not too scared of Fudge and Blaber, you have to think. also coming up as well.
Yeah, it's actually a jungle that I highly recommend, even in solo queue right now. Nocturne is a very good state at all levels. It's very straightforward to play, so you too can repeat this Evil Genius's success at home. The build is always Stridebreaker, and for solo queue, it is always Death Dance second. We shall see about this one though. Summit, again, no flash means he is even more vulnerable to the next Nocturne ultimate. And once you start to get later into the game, with your ability haste cooldown reduction, you can see the ultimate there for Nocturne back up again. He's level 11, it's rank 2 ultimate. Plus, with the Kindle Gem on top of Stridebreaker, you can easily repeat the success that you have already shown. 1.5 minutes though for Cloud9. They try and farm until this next soul, fight for this dragon, and then hope that they can actually complete on it.
Yeah, kind of gold has swapped hands a few times already in this game, but EG are sitting on the highest lead we've seen in the game. Cloud9 were up about 1,100 gold early on, and now EG have that lead plus the timer, plus the scaling they've drafted for themselves.
And you see that Lord Dominic's completed second from Berserker. I do like this, knowing that he is going into an Ornn very clearly on this team. Gonna have to do something about that front line, but here's that dive pastry, clockwork.
It just looks a little bit too easy. Inspired on a killing spree now.
Again and again and again. And no responses from Cloud9. No change in their answers. And this one, 47 seconds left on that dragon spawn. Summit will be alive again for it. He also has Unleashed Teleport, but it just feels like it's not going to matter, like it is not going to make a difference. EG, Impact has plenty of time to go back to the base. Wait, unless he gets interrupted here, Fudge.
Ooh, Fudge hunting him down. Oh, actually gets the flash. That's good value, but as you were saying before, the advantage of what C9 have is getting into the river early and poking. Can't poke if you're late, but now they're gonna go after Jojo. The dive is there, Blaber with the kick. But Jojo escapes. TP in from Summit, though. Cloud9 really want this soul.
Now, they actually want to stop these backs, too, because that's a good chunk of damage on Jojo and on Impact. If Blaber can actually find Impact as well, he does not cancel the Ornn back, so Impact will come back full health, and this is just going to be EG trying to get through the trap line. You see the Keller trap line. They got to burst down this dragon and just go for this smite fight.
Yep, junglers both in the area. Dragon's down to 15 HP. Fudge here as well.
Blaber
running a little low. Blaber just going to have to go for it. Inspired just waiting in the back of the pit. Summit's trying to find a flank. He's found Jojo. They're going to look to try and get that kill. The dragon may be forfeit. That Blaber goes back in. He got it. He got it. Finds the soul. Cloud9 grab the fight as well. They're going to lose one more at the end of it though, but Berserker and Isles still going for it here. But now they have to run. There's 4v2. Cannot fight with the little Caitlyn, Lux and Impact. He finds the knock-up Berserker. Nets out of the way. Doesn't have Gale Force. Does have Flash. Gets himself out of the Isles. Now slowed up and killed. Danny Unleashed is looking for the kill, and he just keeps hitting Q. It doesn't matter. Danny finds another for EG.
Running from a Zeri Yuumi combination is one of the most impossible tasks in League of Legends. They can jump walls, the Prowling Projectile slows you, the chase down. My goodness, though, Cloud9, they clench tight on this one. Blaber, in the end, finds the smite, and they get the soul. They lose several members in payment for it, but they were able to get the soul. They get the rewards off of that early investment. We'll see if it's enough to actually give them the win comp for this game, though. Even with the healing, another chase out. EG find Summit for the 6th time.
It's a lot of deaths there for Summit. 0-6 on the Jayce right now as he's overextended in the bottom lane and swiftly punished by evil geniuses. But Cloud9, they got what they wanted out of the deal. They got the soul. I don't know if that's enough to overcome what is now almost 3,000 gold ahead for evil geniuses.
Yeah, if we look at the inventories here, the Bramble Vest is about the only... Oh, we do have the orb down there for Vulcan as well, so Yuumi can apply it. And Yuumi does have pretty good AoE, so it's on Vulcan and on whoever attacks Impact. Baron, though, is going to get started up, and this is the teleport coming from Jojo.
Indeed is happy to challenge Summit. No TP. He's going to be late to this play. Gonna have to run as fast as he can. Jojo just fending them off. The fight is what they want instead. Inspired pops it. Oh, ulti over the top. It's picture perfect out of EG. Gonna find 2 kills already.
All right, that's going to be an easy return to the Baron here. Cloud9, they have a little bit of poke with, but not much.
And still they're going for a Fudge, getting aggressive. Blaber here as well, but not much health to speak of. Fudge gonna get rooted up and slowed down. Trying to dash between him, but it's just not enough. Fudge trying to buy time though, trying to escape. The slow is not there, the root doesn't land. Fudge still alive.
Oh, shit.
Gets the jungler. That is a critical kill from Fudge into the Shroud. Danny's got the kill finally, but that does stop the Baron.
Hey man, Ocean Soul does give you a lot of sustain for those long fights, and Fudge making the most of it as he kites out the entire EG team and bursts down inspired. Inspired not giving the extra credit there to Fudge, not actually allowing for the possibility of that burst damage, and they give over the jungle kill. Honestly, the poke at the beginning here, they're focusing on the jungle. They're trying to put some sort of threat on him, trying to get them off of this Baron. Then the Ornn engage though. As we said, Ornn plus Nocturne Yuumi is guaranteed engaged. You cannot stop that. It is long range knockup plus the dive of an assassin plus your Yuumi ultimate. That will work every single time. And yet it's about the re-engage here. Fudge trying to buy some time, trying to get them off the Baron. They do get them off the Baron, but he decides he wants even more than getting them off the Baron, PastryTime. And you just track how much healing. He's got potions chugging plus the Ocean Soul. Able to kite out so long here, and with the E attached to Inspired, he goes for the smite onto blue buff, but Fudge still has enough damage to finish him off with the passive auto as well. We're back at it. Here we go. Another round of Baron attempts here. Blaber threatening the steal.
Yeah, this is not a replay. This is back to live. Similar situation though. Cloud9 trying to fend off EG's Baron. Baron under 4,000 health now, but Cena, and here is 5. EG peeling off. Ornn ulti out once again. Pops it down the choke point. Gets a triple knockup.
Baron 3K. Blaber's got to get in there.
Blaber, I don't think he can get in. The lights are out in EG. They've secured themselves the Baron. Very nicely done. This time, they keep Cloud9 out of the pit.
And evil geniuses will be wearing purple on their next march. Teleport back out. Can they actually save this, though? They've got a rotation from Jojo. I don't know. It's going to be hard. Caitlyn's got long range. She can just auto-attack it down. They still want the tower for Cloud9, and they get it.
Elder Dragon, 1:30. We'll see if either team, or see if Cloud9 specifically, can get them way out of there, because EG are now going to be sieging the entire map. We got Ryze, we got Nocturne, we got Ornn. Feels pretty easy for EG to split 2 or 3 lanes with this Baron buff.
And Impact actually opted to upgrade for Ryze and for Nocturne instead of upgrading for Danny on the Zeri here. With the importance of their dive, they really want those members that are in there gonna have that extra oomph. Instead, I wonder if they're going to be able to push in all 3 lanes here. Ryze actually gives up on the top side split push. You see that Jojo has opted to switch over from his teleport. I believe he might have just used it. Might be on cooldown, and so that's why he's gone over to the exhaust instead for the fight. But it does mean they don't want to spread so thin as to do 1-3-1 and just want to 4-1 push in on 2 lanes, get bottom and mid in, get some of these outer towers down, get more money.
Yeah, not really stoppable here, as Jojo even just burns the Everfrost to try and make sure Blaber can't look for an angle if he was going for one, but EG feeling very comfy here in this siege. He already took the tier 2 in bottom side. Jojo's going to get the mid one pretty easily, and Danny is just shredding through the waves right now. 3 items done for the Zeri. Once again, Danny is quietly just accrued a bunch of gold, and now EG are almost at the 30-minute mark saying, hey, what are you going to do? Jojo, sieging down the tower though.
Let's see about it. Inspired threatening between the 2 lanes as well, constantly with this Nocturne ultimate. It just becomes so difficult now for Cloud9 because Pastry, the scaling that we were cautioning against here for this EG team has arrived. You know, Impact about to hand out another upgrade as well, as he is very close to leveling up, and the Elder Dragon has arrived. So after getting both of these secondary turrets, this is going to be the next step for EG. Ward up the entire blue quadrant. You see this thing is fully lit up as Cloud9 will have to arrive through some very small corridors here. It makes it easy for the Ornn combination to light him up.
Blaber's going for the play. They're trying to get Jojo. He's pretty tanky though on the Ryze, and the Ornn ulti, and the poke's just going to get Isles killed. And now they dive in. Inspired with the final chapter over the top. Blaber's going to die to the double, make it a triple there as Inspired picks up the next Impact one, and it's now a 5v2, making it a 1v5. It's only Fudge left alive. EG might not even need the Elder Dragon now.
Nope, they can end the game, PastryTime. Evil Geniuses, game number 1 versus Cloud9. Elimination set in the playoffs, and they're running straight for the Nexus with their Baron empowered minions.
Feels like everything according to plan. Let Summit play the Jayce, play to scale, and then just play the game out beautifully. From that point onwards, EG streaming down the right-hand side of the Rift as Fudge is going to try and defend. Isles with the ulti, but it barely thins the wave. Fudge not going to be the next target, but they can just keep on diving. Jojo racks up his 7th kill of the game, and Isles cannot defend this. Blaber can't do anything. Berserker maybe he'd shoot them off the Nexus, but I don't think it. It's a long shot there. Berserker has gone in for the play. Blaber with a big kick gets Danny back in the team, and that is going to be Danny low, but he's not dead just yet. Isles finally finishes that off, and C9 do hold. Summit looking for the kill, gets Jojo inspired. He's going to get in there as well. And now can they get another impact? Another kill there for Blaber indeed. He's going to give it over, and Cloud9 with a massive defense.
This is huge PastryTime. They can do more than hold. They can get an objective bounty shutdown on Elder Dragon here. They can push them back. Inspired is the only hope now for EG. Can he steal it? Don't go with Yuumi, though. That would be a double sacrifice. They're just going to give up the Elder Dragon buff instead. So Cloud9, not only do they defend their Nexus, but they also buy themselves so much safety and gold. Slingshot of a comeback here on the horizon for Cloud9. And you remember back, Pastry, to the choices that led to this moment here. Cloud9 were allowed to continue stacking those dragons even after EG had the upper hand, had control of the map, had a pick. And now they may regret it, because this Ocean Soul will always stick on Cloud9, and Berserker here is able to dish out the damage, pushes them off the Nexus. Summit then teleporting in to pick up the extra kill onto Jojo. And it is Cloud9 chasing down enough kills on EG in the attempt to end that they get an objective bounty shutdown on Elder Dragon, which, by the way that the objective bounties work, the gold off neutral objectives is set at a base of 500 and then increased depending on how far behind you are. And Cloud9 were very significantly behind.
Yeah.
So there's a huge increase, even more than 500 gold on the bounty shutdown there, plus the Elder Dragon gold itself, plus the buff itself, which gives you the time to know that you can for sure win these team fights. The execution, the extra damage from this buff makes it so incredibly difficult that a 4.7 thousand gold lead at 31 minutes into the game is not enough to make you want to take that fight, to make you want to take those chances. So another minute and 10 seconds here left for Cloud9 to retake control. They have to be a little bit careful about picks, though. Full-on team fights would be to their advantage, but picks.
We're going for it again, inspired there with the ulti, and they can get a pick. Indeed, Fudge will be slain on the side lane.
You have to be worried about the picks. There's so much movement from Nocturne ultimate, from the Realm up here, from EG. They're not going to give up. They're going right into it now with a 5 versus 4 man advantage and 47 seconds left on this Elder Dragon. EG want to return to the work that they started.
Nexus looking vulnerable. Obviously, there are no towers. And mid's open as well, so they can maybe take another in-hit. Jojo with a very big bounce there, and ulti over the top is massive as well. EG coming in for seconds, and this time they will get the job done. Danny just zooming on over the Nexus. Blaber's trying to hold. C9 again. Will not push EG out as EG take game number 1.
Oh my goodness. Evil Geniuses. It got exciting there towards the end of it with the defense from Cloud9, but they find the pick again. Evil Geniuses making very good use of this team comp, all aspects of it. The early pick of the Ryze Nocturne to early show that they are going to threaten side lanes. They're going to threaten these picks. They made good on those. In the side lanes, not only picking off Summit, but in the end picking off Fudge there in the 3v1 of the side lane, but as well, the question that everybody has held in their minds concerning the Cloud9 games. What do you do in the face of the blind pick tanks and the jungle pressure sent towards Summit? In game number 1, that question still unanswered as EG pick up the win, and that's why I love opening this series from EG. With blue side, blind picking it for impact and returning to this strategy has been successful. It forces Cloud9 to innovate here and to change their response if they want a different response in the series, because Number one here for EG looked quite dominant.
Certainly did, and with that, Evil Geniuses are now one step closer to next weekend's finals in Houston. But if you're in Texas and you can't join us at NRG, don't you worry. Buffalo Wild Wings and Green Park are holding a spring finals watch party in Dallas on April 24th. They'll have League fans, they'll have Wings, they'll have League of Legends. It's going to be a great time, but that's it from us here. Let's head on over to the State Farm Analyst Desk.